Sooner, everybody. Happy Veterans Day coming up this week, I should say. Veterans Day weekend for West Virginia, Military Appreciation Day for the Sooners in West Virginia. All that's going to happen. All right. So, you know what that means. Veterans Day, Military Appreciation Day, all that's going on. And you know what that means on here, at least. It's time for a West Virginia preview. With that, we'll bring you the West Virginia question of the week, Sooner Stumper of the Week. How many and what different conferences did West Virginia and Oklahoma meet? There have been, let's see, they have not always been in the same conference. Here's a hint for you, too. They've met in 4 different conferences. 4 of them. Do you know what they are? Pretty sure you know what one of them is, at least, right? You should. Big 12. Let's go. Oklahoma, West Virginia. Name me the 4 teams that they've met playing West Virginia with the Sooners, that is. Let's go. Preview up next. Sooner, everybody. You guys know me. I'm Harry James. Let's get the West Virginia preview started. What different conferences have they met in the series between Oklahoma and West Virginia? 4 different conferences. 1958, they were in the Southern Conference, was West Virginia, I should say. 1987 and 1982, both times, they were in Independent League. Of course, everybody remembers 2007, everybody remembers they were in the Big East. And then since then, 2011 to present, they've been in the Big 12. Overall series with these 2 clubs, 11-3 in 14 games. That is a 79% winning clip. The last West Virginia win in the series was last year, 23-20 in West Virginia, in Morgantown. That was way back in 2022. The last win for the Sooners was last time right here in Norman. Last time they met here in Norman, 2021, with a 16-13 victory there in Norman over the Mountaineers. Pre-game festivities. Oklahoma and West Virginia. The pre-games, a lot of fun. WWLS, the sports animal, they're out at O'Connell's over there on Campus Corner. Go on and see them. Al, Jim, all those guys. The Ref, Balfour Norman, they're out there. Chris Plank, Toby Rowland, Gabe Eichard, Chris Plank, all those guys are out at the Balfour Norman there in Norman. Across the street, by the way. That is across the street from WWLS. Now, the franchise tailgate bucket or remote just north of the football stadium at the Party at the Palace, just north of the stadium. And when they're done, the Sooner Radio broadcast takes over. Chris Plank and Gabe Eichard set you up an hour and 2 hours, I believe, before game time, and set you up with an hour and a half pregame set from that same spot. Saturday, November 11th, is Veterans Day, and it is also the day that Oklahoma and West Virginia will play. The time selected, 6 p.m. on Big Fox. Sooner Radio broadcast team, Toby Rowland. Sooner Hoops play-by-play guy, baseball play-by-play guy for the Sooners, by the way, also. And when he's not doing that, guys, he's hosting his own radio show on the Ref from 6 to 9, Monday through Friday. Another host on the ref, Teddy Lehman, color analyst for the Sooners. His KREF stint is from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, and is one half of the Oklahoma Breakdown. The other half is on the sidelines for the Sooners, and is Gabe Eichert. Eichert is also part of the Big 12 Today crew on Sirius XM 375. You can listen to that from 3 to 5 on Sirius XM 375 on Big 12 Today Radio Network, or listen to him on the other half of the Oklahoma Breakdown. Chris Plank is also on the sidelines as the final sideline analyst for the Sooner Radio crew. He is a KREF member, hosts 9 to 11 on Monday through Friday, and is a contributor to Fox Sports, the national Fox Sports Radio, from 10 to 1 a.m. on weekends. All right, the Sooners of Oklahoma. That's what you're here to find out. Head coach Brent Venables, second year at Oklahoma, has an overall record of 13-9 in 22 games. That is a 59.1% winning clip, and 7-8 in conference play. That's 15 games overall, 46.7% winning clip. 0-1 in full appearances. They do have a winning championship history though with Brent, who back in the day, way back in the day, helped them, the Sooners, grab 8 divisional titles. 2000, 2002, 03, 04, 06, 7, 8, 10. And they once he left and everything was done there, Lincoln brought in his own defensive coordinator and helped win 4 other conference titles. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Overall, that is 13 conference championships. 2000, 02, 03, 04, 06, 07, 08, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now, the 2012, they tied with Kansas State in that ball game. Kansas State won the outright title. 2022 for the Sooners went like this, 6-7, and they were 3-6 in the Big 12 play. That tied them with these West Virginia Mountaineers and the Kansas Jayhawks. They did go to a bowl, however. They were there right there with Florida State all the way through. Florida State won it 35-32, but like we said, Oklahoma was in until the end. Florida State finished second, by the way, in ACC play. 2023, Oklahoma averages just around 40 points per ball game, or 39.9 points per ball game, and 490.0 yards per ball game offensively. Defensively, Oklahoma surrenders 19.8 points per ball game and 382.4 yards per ball game. 2023 season, 7-2, 4-2 in league play, and that includes wins over Arkansas State, 73-0. They then beat SMU, 28-11. They then went on the road to Tulsa and won that one 66-17. The Sooners then started conference play at Cincinnati and got a big 20-6 victory there. They then played Iowa State and got a big 50-30 win over Iowa State. They then went to Big Bad Texas into their state fair and won that one 34-31. The Sooners then played Central Florida and beat them 31-29. The Sooners then had are now on a 2-game losing streak, I should say, including losses to Kansas, 38-33 loss there, and a loss at Oklahoma State, 27-24. Now the West Virginia Mountaineers. Their head coach, Neil Brown, a 2002 grad from the University of Massachusetts. 9 years coaching. Spent years at Troy also. But as far as West Virginia is concerned, the last 5 years at West Virginia. Troy and West Virginia, he's coached in 107 games at both universities with a 63-44 overall record in 107 games. That is a 58.9% winning percentage. Conference play, 44-52. 73 games for a 56.2% winning clip. And 4-1 in bowl appearances. That's an 80% winning clip. Conference and divisional championships. They have 5 championships, including they did tie with Miami for a couple of. They did tie for a couple of these in the Big East, but they tied with Miami in 2003. They tied with them. Miami won the outright title. They then tied with Pittsburgh, Boston College, and Syracuse in 2004. Pittsburgh won the outright title. They then tied with UConn in 2007. West Virginia, by the way, won the outright title there. Again tied with UConn and Pitt in 10. UConn won the outright title there, as OU senior fans know. That matches them out to 5 conference championships: 03, 04, 05, 07, and 2011. There's that. No bowl appearances. No bowl appearance for West Virginia last year. They tied with Oklahoma. Their best win last year in that scenario was a 24-19 win over Oklahoma State. That game was in Stillwater, I believe. This year, much better. They're going to a bowl this year with a 6-3 overall record, 4-2 in league play. Averaging 31.4 points per ball game, 419.4 yards per ball game, defensively giving up 24.3 yards per ball game, points per ball game, and 336.8 yards per ball game. Their 6-3, 4-2 overall record includes a loss at Penn State, 38-15. They got back on the track at Duquesne, 56-17, with a win there in Morgantown. They then stayed in Morgantown for a date with Pitt, won that one, 17-6. They then beat Tech in Morgantown, 20-13. They then won at TCU, 24-21, and they won at Houston, 41-39. They then played Oklahoma State and lost that one, 48-38. They lost to Houston 41-39. Lost to Oklahoma State in Morgantown, by the way, 48-38. They then got 2 wins, one over Central Florida in Orlando, 41-28 the final there, and last night 38-7 win over Brigham Young. All right, guys, that will wrap this thing up in Morgantown. By the way, wrap this thing up and ship it. My name is Harry James. You can catch this on all my other videos on the YouTube, on the Facebook, Harry James Taylor, Twitter, The Hype Man Harry, or on the YouTube, 1982 Boomer Sooner. All right, guys, thanks for watching again. I'm out of here, guys. Boomer Sooner.